Hello and welcome back to Pokemon Emerald. Last time we caught ourselves a Ralts. I didn't go back and heal because it wasn't really worth it. But we're gonna get started on some trainer battles, the last one left on this route. And we're also gonna talk about the two Pokemon I didn't get to last time. The first one is obviously Ralts, as we'll see in Red now. But Ralts is a pure Psychic type, very weak early on. And by very weak, I'm talking really weak. To give an example of how bad Ralts and Kirlia, the evolution of Ralts, is, stats are, that's a weird sentence, but you understand what I'm saying. Kirlia's stats are less than that of Abra's. Abra has a bigger stat total than Kirlia's. But it makes up for it later by having a very good stat total with Gardevoir in all the right places. Gardevoir really is a great Psychic type. I consider it to be probably the best Psychic type in the game, really, for in-game purposes anyway. Overall, the only big issue besides the early stats, not going to be able to kill that much stuff, is the fact that Poochyenas are everywhere, so your main stab is not going to work on them. This is going to be dangerous here. A crit absorb could do a lot in Sherman. Never mind, I'll take the crit. That's great. That works for me. Alright. I ended up furthering your career. Well, don't worry, we're going to be going far. Let's go with this. Get a potion down here. The other Pokemon found 1% of the time is Surskit. A water bug type that evolves into a water flying type. Very interesting evolution there. It's overall not the greatest, but it's probably the best bug type early on. It does have some collecting the profiles. How about it? May I see a no. I don't care. But Surskit and in fact Masquerain kind of has terrible stats for its typing. It's more specially based than physical, which it's bug flying once it fully evolves, which they are counted as physical stats in this game. So it doesn't really work out. While I'm talking about... I'm just going to briefly mention that Masquerain also has Intimidate, which, as I said last time, with the Poochyena evolving into Mightyena, it lowers the opponent's attack stage by 1. That was hard to say, apparently. But now we met our dad. Our dad's like, can you teach this kid how to catch a Pokemon? Or watch him to make sure he doesn't somehow fall and die? Because apparently he's very sick. And look at how lucky Wally is. Are you ready for this? Wally is so lucky. I thought I was lucky. But Wally is so lucky that he finds the only level 5 Ralts in existence. And not only that, it is possible for Wally to find a Ralts that is shiny here, which is unbelievable. I can't believe that's allowed. That shouldn't be allowed. But, as you can see here, Norman, our father, let Wally borrow his Zigzagoon to go catch a wild Pokemon. Which is nice of our dad, I guess. We never saw any niceness from our dad, but I guess random strangers can have it. Also, I don't think I really mentioned, but this is the first Pokemon game, and I think the only, that actually has both parents in the game, which is rare in RPGs in general. Usually you have one parent, maybe a father, maybe a mother, but rarities happen. So, overall, Wally caught a Ralts very similar to us, though his is already better than ours. Though, he gives back the Zigzagoon, and I'm going to mention this later, but let's talk to Norman. If you want to become a strong trainer, here's my advice. Head for Rustboro. You should challenge the first gym leader, Roxanne. She's a rock-type trainer we'll get to. Collect badges from them. Understood? Of course I'm a gym leader too, so we'll battle one day, Ross. But that's only after you become stronger. Of course, because he is what I consider to probably be the hardest fight in the game. My team is going to have a hard time with it, but we'll see what we're able to do. So we're going to heal and move out to Route 104 to maybe make our way to Rustboro, which we will have plenty to do. But I want to mention, I want to talk to Wally's parents because we couldn't earlier. It would drag you to the gym, so you wouldn't be able to. He's been frail and sickly ever since. We've sent him away to Vandenturf. Vandenturf? I don't know really how to say that town. It's not very important, so I don't really say it out loud. Vandenturf? I don't know, I feel like I'm saying that wrong. Sorry, people. And apparently this is Wally's house, so... Hey, who are you? Excuse me, let me guess, from the way you're dressed, are you a Pokemon trainer? Okay, don't assume my job. What? Just because I have clean clothes, maybe I washed them in the lake right next to us. What a judgmental prick. We're gonna see him quite a bit throughout the game though, so. I'm not a trainer, but that's right, if trainers lock eyes, it's a challenge to battle. If you don't want to battle, stay out of their sight. We want to battle. Oh, I was one off. But we're going to be battling some trainers, and there's one new Pokemon on this route, and then we'll get to why I thought Wally should keep the Zigzagoon. But there is a new Pokemon, and that Pokemon is Taillow, a flying normal type with very, very high speed stat. One of the fastest. Once it fully evolves, it has a base speed stat of 125. It's going to outspeed most of everything found in the game. That's how fast it is. It's very good early on. It gets access to Quick Attack, a stab normal type, with priority at level 9, and then gains Wing Attack 4 levels later, which is a powerful flying type move for this early in the game. Just to give an example on how strong that is, I am about to gain Water Gun. Please? Yes, haha. But Water Gun is 40 power, and I get stabbed, so it becomes 60 power. Ooh, a C-Dot, that's... Well, we have Confusion now, which I didn't mention for Ralts. But, which, when you have Stab on Wing Attack, it becomes 90, which is very strong for this point of the game. Only problem is we're going to run into Rock types eventually, so it's going to slow down a bit, but overall, it is a great Pokemon. Taillow, that is. The only issue later than that is... Overall, it doesn't have a big money-making move. It doesn't get a move stronger than Return, which is 102 power, which is a normal type move, so it's not going to get any super effectives. So overall, its power kind of falls apart down the line. It's still a great Pokemon, it's just more early on that it's great. And that pretty much is all the wild Pokemon up to this point, so I can talk about other things. Please let me talk about other things. Jeez. But, ooh, a Magikarp. One thing I stated is that, overall, Wally should have kept that Zigzagoon. Why? Because Ralts does not learn Confusion until level 6. That was a level 5 Ralts. Now, I don't know how he trains it past level 5. Because to get experience in-game, and not anywhere else, not the anime, not the manga, whatever, in-game you have to beat a Pokemon to get experience. Until later in the series where you could catch a Pokemon to get experience. But he doesn't catch a Pokemon later, so that doesn't even matter. Overall, that Ralts is kind of impossible to train. And he does raise it later, as we will see. But overall, it's not that great of a gift. Like, it's nice, he can hang out with it, I guess. And an empty cottage, interesting. Yeah, we'll pick some orange berries. But, so you could kind of say that Ralts was a bit of a backhanded gift, I'd say. It's going to be hard work to raise it to level 6 from nothing. Though now that I think of it, I bet you could... I don't remember the exact struggle mechanic changes when it happened, whether it's Generation 3 or 4, when it became 1/4 your health. But I guess in theory you can maybe use struggle over and over. Huh. I wonder if that's possible. I really wouldn't know. But still, it's hard work. I'm gonna switch out, by the way. Unless this crits or I can... Heck, even if I confuse him, I'm still gonna switch out. Not taking the chance of a feint here. Yep. Let's switch to Mudkip. Mudkip! By the way, I still can't believe that. A full restore. Really? That's a little unbelievable. That you would use a full restore on a Zigzagoon at level 7. I'm pretty sure Water Gun does more, even though Mudkip has a higher attack stat. That's special attack. Alright. Beat you, get quite a bit of money because you're a rich person apparently. Jeez. Alright. Let's move on. So this is Petalburg Woods. I will be going over the Pokemon next time because I don't want to necessarily keep talking about wild Pokemon over and over and over. I want a little breather. It's hard talking about this over and over. But one thing I do want to point out, and I want to make sure is clear, the reason I chose Ralts over, let's say, Abra, because Abra is available later in the game, not that far even. The reason I chose Ralts over Abra, even though it's harder early on, is I feel that Gardevoir versus Alakazam, for in-game purposes, Gardevoir is a little bit better. Mostly because it gets access to Thunderbolt. That's why I always check where I'm walking. Alright. Wow, that was weird. And here's one of those invisible items he was talking about. So, the reason I didn't pick Alakazam is not because of the trading factor. It was just because I find Gardevoir to be better. Should only throw Pokeballs at wild Pokemon. That's true. You can't really steal it. But I think with that, I'm going to end it off right in front of Petalburg Woods. I will go heal off screen, of course. But I think that will be it. Next time, of course, we'll explore Petalburg Woods and make our way to Rustboro City. Thank you for watching. Thank you for making it to the end. If you want to see more, make sure you subscribe. And make sure you comment below. I love talking to people, so please do that. And I will hopefully see you guys next time. So, till then.